and this is 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Lifting the Trophy with your host, Con Aspo, and who we're here with? Miles, say your name.
Oh, sorry, this is Miles Moon.
And
Andrew Bishop.
And
Jose Torres.
And on the phone right now, we have Keith McPherson from Wfan. Keith, how you doing today?
Yeah, what's good, boys? Thanks for having me. I'm great.
Thank you for coming on. I know we really appreciate it.
Yes,
I got to say, first off, Keith, I've been listening to you for so many years on WFAN. And like the KM to AM was my favorite show every night to listen to on my drives.
No, I appreciate that, man. We're still getting them in when we can. I did a overnight Sunday morning early, and then I did the show last night 5 to 8 p.m. What I'll say is the KM to AM vibe, it's still there when I get on, and I'm thankful that I'm still a part of the WFAN family. But as you guys will see many, many years from now, as you grow up and as you advance and as life comes in, and life changes, literally a life comes into my life. I had a kid, and I was like, I can't do the night shift anymore. That's a young man's game.
Yeah. Dude, I wouldn't be able. I'm a young man, and I can't even do the night shift. I don't know I don't know how you did it.
Right.
So why don't you
going to bed at 4 a.m. every night? Even if you're in college, you're not going to sleep at 4 a.m. every night.
Oh, no.
Well,
I mean, some nights we did.
Some nights some of us went to bed at 4 a.m.
Some of us do.
So, anyways, Keith, why don't you kind of tell us about, how you kind of got into WFAN, your career there. I mean, it's still an ongoing career, but, your mainstays there for KM to AM. Why don't you just tell us how you got there?
Yeah, I got blessed, man. I grinded. It was a lot of work. It was 10 years from graduation. I graduated Monmouth University with a communication degree and a focus in radio and television. I used to have my own show from 3 to 6 p.m. in the afternoon, kind of similar like you guys are rocking on your college radio station. I had my own solo show for 3 hours Monday through Friday. And when I graduated college, it was quiet for me. I had no family connections. I had no internship. I didn't know one person that could help me get to where I wanted to go. I was a college DJ, MC, and promoter, so I was able to work in the local bars and clubs in the Jersey Shore just to make some money and kind of stay afloat. I was in the 2020 I was in the 2014 MLB Fan Cave, and that was my big break. But before that, I was working at Guitar Center. Being a DJ, I was selling DJ equipment and working in the pro audio department. Once I got into the MLB Fan Cave, which was like a real world Big Brother, like a reality TV show, like contestant type of thing, I got a job at MTV, and I was a social media coordinator. I just did my show on YouTube, and I'm wearing an MTV shirt that today I was wearing walking around the city reflecting. It was 10 years ago that I was working at MTV as a social media coordinator, taking the bus from exit 109 on the Parkway all the way up to Port Authority every day. Wow. I grinded, I did that, and then I decided after 2.5 years I want to work in sports, because when you guys graduate, they're going to say you don't have enough years on your resume. You got to get to that 3 to 5 years of experience to get to the real jobs. So once I got to that, I said, okay, now I'm just going to apply for sports jobs. I worked at Fubo TV as their first social media manager. I worked at Rock Nation Sports Agency, and then I quit that job, and I saw people making vlogs and YouTube channels and podcasts and content, and I'm like, I can do that. I'm better than these people. I have a degree. I'm going to take what I learned in social media, and I'm going to build my brand. And 3 years after that, I worked with John Boy, and they got on WFAN August 6th of 2021. And then I got my audition August 25th of 2021. So we're literally coming up on 5 years since I first talked on the radio, and the rest is history.
Congratulations.
Wow. Sorry.
Thanks.
My name is Jose. How you doing, Keith?
I'm good, Jose. How are you?
I'm all right. I've been listening to your show for I think a little over a year, so I've learned from you, because now we're doing this radio show, and I switched my major recently to sports communication, so this is all amazing to me.
Good.
Your style of show is really relaxed, and it seems really conversational. Was that a style that you kind of just adapted, as far as how you speak on the radio, or is that something that just naturally came out throughout your career?
I mean, it took time. I was terrible in college. I actually have some of my old college tapes, and I'm like, who was I trying to be on the radio? Why was I talking like that? Like, what was I thinking? Who was I at that time? I was trying to be cool. I was trying to use slang. I was trying to, like, act like I was somebody. What I'll say is once I got to WFAN, I had listened to sports talk radio for years. I hated when they would give callers no time and hang up the phone on them. So I always wanted to give callers time because I looked at my show at night as like a kickback. We're chilling. You're hanging out with me. And when I'm talking on the mic, I'm talking to one person because that one person is at work or that one person is in their car or that one person is in the gym or that one person is just, laying in bed trying to fall asleep. And if you kind of, for a solo radio, you guys are in a group, so you guys are going to play off each other. But if you're in there solo and you kind of focus on talking to one person and having that conversation, man, it brings people in. It pulled so many people into me that I had no idea that were listening. Like, I have people that listen that, they became like my fam. They became friends, and it's a one-sided thing, but it's because of the style of radio that I developed coming in and, like, telling stories about my life or how I broke down stories going on in the sports world, how I treated callers, and just compassion and just real-life stuff and not being fake or phony or trying to put too much of a stick on it. A lot of guys turn that mic on and they're clowns. A lot of guys turn that mic on, and like I said, when I was in college, I was like, who was I trying to be? You got to be yourself. There's only one you. Be authentic. Be real. People can tell, especially in New York, the hardest place to make it. The truth comes through that microphone, and you got to be authentic.
Yeah, I get that. I definitely try to do that in the radio show. I try to be myself. But I thank you so much.
Yeah, you're definitely yourself when we're on air.
Okay, all right.
All right. So, hi, my name's Andrew. Keeping on the topic of your show, so you have all kinds of fans that you need to deal with, even ones for opposing teams. So what I want to know is how are you able to keep up to date with teams that you don't agree with, especially how do you stay sane when you're talking to them if they call in? Just like, because I know I don't do well with rival teams,
Like Old Dare.
Yeah,
Our friend Old Dare is an Eagles fan.
Old Dare is an Eagles fan. Yeah,
I mean, it's something you got to learn, and you guys will learn this. We get into sports because we have fandom. We're fans of teams. But when you get into radio and you get into media, they want you to be neutral. Like, the people older than me were taught that we don't care about your fandom. You cover the story. The story is bigger than your fandom. We don't care about your lean. You don't have a lean. Like, you're not bigger than the story. Cover the story. So I'll start there. That, like, it took me a while to learn because I'm coming from the podcast world. And in the podcast world, you're doing a Yankee podcast for Yankee fans. You're doing a Knicks podcast for Knicks fans. You're doing a Giants podcast for Giants fans. So you're talking to your audience. But when you get on the radio, you're supposed to speak about teams and players and not have so much of a bias. I think WFAN, the fan, obviously you're talking to fans, it's okay. But in New York, there's 2 teams on every sport. There's 3 in hockey. You have to be able to cover all of the teams. Now, I'll say that I kind of got a reputation for being a Mets hater, but that was intentional. I'm a bleacher creature. I told you I was in the fan cave. Out of 25,000 applicants, they picked me to represent the Yankees in the fan cave. I'm a Yankee boy. I'm a Yankee homer. I couldn't shake it. So there were times where I was like, okay, now I want to talk Mets. And I'm like, these people don't want to hear me talk about the Mets. They know I don't love them. They know I'm not a fan of their team. They know I didn't grow up watching their team. They don't want to. The way that I knew to kind of, get people's attention, reel them in. Here's a phrase I always use on social media and on radio, on air and online. You have to evoke emotion. You got to make people feel something, good, bad, whatever. And so I knew the Met fans would turn me off when I started talking to them, about the Mets because they're like, this guy doesn't care about us. He's a Yankee fan. But when I started trolling them, when I started joking on them, when I started laughing at them, and when I started exposing them and telling the truth about them in ways that Met fan hosts don't do, I could tell their blood was boiling. They hated it. And I also used my online presence to do that as well. But if I'm cooking you, but I'm cooking you with facts, it's valid. So if I'm saying, listen, Steve Cohen, adding a dance crew is not going to help you win games. Adding a mascot race is not going to help you win games. Candelita performing OMG after the game is not going to help you win. having Grimace come to the game is not going to win you the World Series. Like,
whoa.
those type of
Okay,
things
hang on.
they're
Grimace
funny,
would
but they're
convince
real.
me. But yeah, no, I completely understand what you mean. I feel like we definitely.
And the other part of that, how do you stay up on the teams, right? Because obviously every night you watch the team you like.
Yeah.
Set Google alerts. I have Google alerts for all New York teams. So in my inbox, I get news from
I've been doing that too.
all of the outlets that cover the teams. So I might not watch the game, but I can go read the article about how the Mets offense exploded for 11 runs and how Jared Young had 3 hits and Bo Bichette had 5 hits. And, you know, they've been waiting for this offense to click, and they finally got the version of Sean Manaea they've been waiting for, and how he went 7 innings and had 11 strikeouts. And then I'm up on a team that I didn't want to watch or didn't watch in real time. Go read. People don't want to read. There's so much knowledge that you can retain from reading that you'll be able to regurgitate without having to watch the game and write your own notes. Go read the article on what happened in the game, and you'll be able to talk about the game the next day without watching it.
And this is why you're a pro. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
You talked a little bit before in the question you just answered about how we have 3 teams, you know, for hockey. We have obviously New Jersey Devils, New York Rangers, and the Islanders. So we have talked about on our show in the past how we want more Jersey teams. We're very prideful here in our beautiful country of New Jersey. How would you feel about, you know, maybe a team coming to Jersey, a team emerging from Jersey in any of the sports leagues?
Check me out, man. I got a ton of pride in Jersey, in the Garden State. I grew up in the Shore area. I went to college, graduated Monmouth University. I made it in New York City, and I don't let anybody try to pretend like we're second-class citizens because we got to go over the bridge or through the tunnel or take the ferry or the PATH train. Jersey is great. And something I recently said on WFAN, because I drove out to Medford, Long Island, and then I went to Millbrook, upstate New York, like by Poughkeepsie. I said, you New Yorkers that live an hour, 2 hours away, you're less New York than we are. North Jersey kids are more New York than you.
Exactly.
We're closer. We're in the city faster than you. We grow up, even in the Shore, it's an hour ride for me to get to the city. Yeah. There's places in Long Island, you can't even get the signal for WFAN. You guys are out in the far, far parts of New York. You're not more city than us.
100%.
I digress. What I love for like us to have an NBA team, yes. But they took the NBA team away for greener pastures, and now they're more irrelevant than they've ever been. Could we get an NBA franchise to come back? I would 100% support it. I'd be down. If they brought the Brooklyn Nets back, they never are. I would root for them. I already root for them now.
Yeah.
Baseball-wise, we're not going to get a team because the whole point of having 2 teams in New York is the greater tri-state area, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Jersey. There's enough fans to go root for the Mets or the Yankees, and the Yankees have my heart. I couldn't go root for a new team they put in Trenton or something.
Doesn't change the
football,
fact that Pennsylvania
we
still
have
gets
2
2
teams that play in New Jersey. They just don't bear our names. That's why growing up I never repped them, because I remember being young playing the video game, and they zoom in to East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
And neither team, we couldn't get the New Jersey Jets. We couldn't get the New Jersey Giants. Like, neither team reps us, but they both play in our state. So, you know, that we kind of have that. And at least we have the Devils.
Yeah.
At least we have the Devils. But
big fans of
listen,
Devils.
Fight the fight. New York is not New York without us. The
100%.
workforce in New York is made up of a lot of people that come in from New Jersey.
Daily commute.
This great city of New York that people call the greatest city in the world, it's made that way because of great people from New Jersey, like myself, people listening, and probably you guys that are going to work in the city and contribute to the city and make it great.
100%. And you know, even too, like the World Cup, it was New York, New Jersey Stadium, even though it's not even in New York. Can't even see the skyline from it, like, half the time. And yeah, of course, they had to slap New York on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's because of it just sucks. It's just the reputation. Like I said, they try to treat us as second-class citizens. Oh, New Jersey, the armpit of America. Oh, that little state. Whatever. We know the truth.
We know what better.
Yeah.
If we're the armpit, then what's New York?
The shoulder? I wanted to so I'm really not too familiar with baseball. This is my first time being on the show. I'm just friends with everyone here. But clearly you are a big Yankees fan, a bleacher creature, if you will. And I know that, like, this past deadline, Cashman didn't get a catcher or a reliever. which was like the biggest cry of the fan base, which is what I'm gathering from all the people here who are actually like care about baseball.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Like, do you think that this team can actually win a World Series?
Yeah, I think anybody can win the World Series. Crazier things have happened than a 300-plus payroll team from New York, the Yankees with 27-time champions in their stadium written in it. You know, the Yankees winning the World Series any year isn't crazy, but I'll say this. It was a L of a deadline. It was a fail of a deadline because
100%.
we all wanted another catcher, a right-handed hitting catcher. It wasn't addressed. We got rid of 3 relievers, and they didn't add one. But they have a plan. And I'll say this about Brian Cashman. He will not take a bad deal. He will not get finessed. And we just got to march on. And I like what I've seen out of Luis Garcia Jr., who we've got, Elliot Ramos, who we got. They call up George Lombard Jr., right? Break glass in case of emergency. They broke the George Lombard Jr. glass because the fans were pissed off about the deadline. He's looked good. Judge is coming back. Stanton is supposed to come back. Belly's supposed to come back. Rodon is back very soon. Clark Schmidt is back, so help is on the way.
I mean, how do you feel about Lombard? You think he's going to be our everyday shortstop or what?
Yeah, hell yeah. I thought there was a chance that they try to shield him and put Caballero there and do the platoon with him and Caballero like they did with Volpe. But the first game, the guy showed the pinstripes were not heavy for him. He's the son of a former player. He grew up in clubhouses. There is a picture going around from the 2018 All-Star game of him and Judge, and now they're teammates. He looks like a baby in the picture, and his younger brother's even younger. So, yes, Lombard, he's got the defense. He's got the plate discipline. He's already got 2 home runs, and they're going to let that kid learn on the fly and continue to grow. And I'm very pleased with what I've seen out of him. I'm confident in him as well.
Yeah, he's so calm. He's just so calm. You see him making these amazing plays. Like, they're nothing. Something Volpe can never do. But it's crazy how smooth he is with the ball in transition, too. I mean, the throws are always on point. It's so refreshing to see kind of this defensive wall at shortstop.
You know what it is? We haven't watched a shortstop that athletic and that polished in a little while. So when the ball is hit his way and he's turning double plays, he's also got the arm strength. It's like, wow, the defense is already that much better. And we weren't expecting much at the plate, but he's already shown us he's got power. He's got plate discipline. He won 2 challenges and 1 at bat against Chris Sale. Like he's mature. He's beyond his years. He's only 21, but he looks like he's been in the league for a few years now.
Now, with George Lombard at shortstop, how do you think this lineup is going to look when it's fully healthy? Because, we have 3 candidates for shortstop. For first base.
First base, yeah.
And then we also have Spencer Jones making a really good case for playing outfield. So how do you think Aaron Boone is going to dictate, playing time for these players?
I mean, the more the merrier. Help is on the way, and there's going to be guys that are on the bench, and they always platoon, and they always kind of play the the matchups. So they're just going to put the guys that the numbers tell them to put in. And I don't think everybody's coming back. I don't know if Stanton's actually going to come back. I don't know when Judge is going to come back. What I'll say is what I always say on the radio, that these things tend to work themselves out. Somebody else will get hurt that we're not expecting, and then that'll open up a spot. So I'm not too worried about who's coming back and how they're going to fit. I'm worried about who's in the lineup right now and how they're going to hit. They're not hitting well enough. They're not stringing together hits. They're not driving in runs. It's home run or nothing still. This new lineup, for them to score 5 on Saturday was amazing, but they got to make it consistently 5 runs.
Too many 2-1 games. Way too many.
Yeah, 2 runs is not going to get it done. They actually have stolen a few games in these last couple of weeks with 2 runs. That's not it. Cole deserves better. Fried deserves better. And, of course, Cam Schlittler deserves better.
Yeah, you could definitely see these pitchers are getting frustrated. I mean, what was the other day? There was a pop fly. Garrett Cole was trying to say that Goldie was going to get the ball, and they keep shouting for the ball.
Goldie. Yeah, and they collided into each other.
I don't know. He's Garrett.
I mean, even that ball that went over Ramos' head in left field on Garrett Cole. It's like he's a new guy here. He took a bad step, bad read. He doesn't know how to play left field yet. Got to pick him up.
Yeah.
I mean, Cam Schiller had that, career night the other night, too. 11 strikeouts. Was it last night? Yeah, 11. Was it last night or 2 nights ago?
Yesterday, yeah. And Matt Olson is one of the best in the business. He took him deep.
Yep.
Happens. We got to score runs.
We gotta back them up, you know. But now we have a good defense behind them. We got good outfielders, good, you know, Lombard Jr.'s in there. I'm feeling confident with how the Yankees are going.
You should. I'm tired of all the negative Nancy, Debbie Downer, doom and gloom, other shoes about to drop. I hate this team, toxic Yankee fans. Like, if you cannot feel better about this team with the new pieces they have, the new shortstop that they have, the pitching that they have, and then taking the first 2 games of the series from the Atlanta Braves, who are the second best team in the National League record-wise, and they came in on an 8-game winning streak, like that's positive. Let them continue to figure it out here. They're going to be all right.
If we win, we win sometimes, you know. You can't really get too nitpicky.
It's game by game, it's series by series, right? The Red Sox just lost to the Oakland A's. They did us a favor.
Yep.
You know, everybody was saying that they can't lose, and they just lost 2 out of 3 to the A's. So off day today. Hopefully they get this home off day and this rest tonight, and then they come back ready to play against the Mariners, who just got swept by the Rays. Why can't the Yankees sweep them?
100%. 100%. Well, I hear a kid in the background there. Anyways,
My
Keith,
son just came home.
that is all we got for you today. We really appreciate you coming on. Seriously, I've been listening to you for so long, so it's awesome that you took the time for us today to bless us all with your information and the Yankees take. So thank you, Keith.
Yeah, work hard, but enjoy it. Have a good time. Know that this industry is tough. Making connections and networking with people is a big thing. And, yeah, make sure you guys follow me and check my stuff out.
100%.
And the same way you reached out on Instagram and I came through, I not too many guys will do that, but I'll do that because I did the same thing that you guys were doing, and I know it means a lot. So thanks for having me.
Where
and good
could
luck with
people
everything,
find
guys.
you? If they want to reach out to you, contact you, where can they find you?
Just look for my name, Keith McPherson. I was just making a joke online about, or on air about how there's another Keith McPherson and how my Google search is being blended with his life. But at Keith McPherson on everything, at Keith McPherson on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, the Keith McPherson Show podcast. And I'll be popping up on WFAN, on Complex Sports, and you'll see me on some Mitchell and Ness live streams on TikTok as well.
Awesome. Well, again, we appreciate you coming in. Have a good one.
All right, guys. Thanks. Good night.
Good night.
And that was Keith McPherson from the WFAN. We're going to go on a quick break. On the other side, we're getting into our segments. This is Lifting the Trophy, baby.